Frozen pathogens are waking up, and scientists say the risk is real. This is by Corey Bradshaw, Giovanni Strona on The Conversation. Science fiction is rife with fanciful tales of deadly organisms emerging from the ice and wreaking havoc on unsuspecting human victims, from shape-shifting aliens in Antarctica to superparasites emerging from a thawing woolly mammoth in Siberia, to exposed permafrost in Greenland causing a viral pandemic. The concept is marvelous plot fodder. But just how far-fetched is this? Could pathogens that were once common on Earth, but frozen for thousands of years in glaciers, ice caps, and permafrost, emerge from the melting ice to lay waste to modern ecosystems? The potential is, in fact, quite real. Dangers lying in wait? In 2003, bacteria were revived from samples taken from the bottom of an ice core drilled into an ice cap on the Qinghai Tibetan Plateau. The ice at that depth was more than 750,000 years old. In 2014, a giant zombie Pathovirus Sibericum virus was revived from 30,000-year-old Siberian permafrost. And in 2016, an outbreak of anthrax, a disease caused by bacterium Bacillus anthracus in western Siberia, was attributed to the rapid thawing of B. anthracus spores in permafrost. It killed thousands of reindeer and affected dozens of people. More recently, scientists found remarkable genetic compatibility between viruses isolated from lake sediments in the high Arctic and potential living hosts. Earth's climate is warming at a spectacular rate and up to 4 times faster in colder regions such as the Arctic. Estimates suggest that we can expect 4 sextillion microorganisms to be released from ice melt each year. This is about the same as the estimated number of stars in the universe. However, despite the unfathomable large number of microorganisms being released from melting ice, including pathogens that could potentially infect modern species, no one has been able to estimate the risk this poses to modern ecosystems. In a new study published today in the journal PLOS Computational Biology, we calculated the ecological risks posed by the release of unprecedented ancient viruses. Our simulation showed that 1% of simulated releases of just one dormant pathogen could cause major environmental damage and the widespread loss of host organisms around the world. Digital worlds? We used a software called Avida to run experiments that simulated the release of one type of ancient pathogen into modern biological communities. We then measured the impacts of this invading pathogen on the diversity of modern host bacteria in thousands of simulations and compared these to simulations where no invasion occurred. The invading pathogens often survived and evolved in the simulated modern world. About 3% of the time the pathogens became dominant in the new environment, in which case they were very likely to cause losses to modern host diversity. In the worst but still entirely plausible case scenario, the invasion reduced the size of its host community by 30% when compared to controls. The risk from this small fraction of pathogens might seem small, but keep in mind these are the results of releasing just one particular pathogen in simulated environments. With the sheer number of ancient microbes being released in the real world, such outbreaks represent a substantial danger. Extinction and disease? Our findings suggest this unprecedented threat, which has so far been confined to science fiction, could become a powerful driver of ecological change. While we did not model the potential risk to humans, the fact that time-traveling pathogens could become established and severely degrade a host community is already worrisome. We highlight yet another source of potential species extinction in the modern era, one which even our worst-case extinction models did not include. As a society, we need to understand the potential risks so we can prepare for them. Notable viruses such as SARS-CoV-2, Ebola, and HIV were likely transmitted to humans via contact with other animal hosts, so it's plausible that a once icebound virus could enter the human population via a zoonotic pathway. While the likelihood of a pathogen emerging from melting ice and causing catastrophic extinctions is low, our results show this is no longer a fantasy for which we should not be prepared. And this is by Corey Bradshaw, Matthew Flinders, Professor of Global Ecology Models Theme Leader for the ARC Centre of Excellence for Australian Biodiversity, and Heritage, Flinders University, and Giovanna Strona, Doctoral Program Supervisor, University of Helsinki, from the conversations here under Creative Commons license on Science Alert. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.